Good morning, everyone. I'm waving for my husband to come in. He just surprised me. I might have to go running over there for just a second and have him come in. I'm going to do that as you're all settling in and getting a chance to get on to your broadcast. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, look, you're not even on yet, so good. Good morning to you. I'm going to let some of you come on because I'm hoping that you had a chance to watch the sit-down interview that we did with Dr. Sara Franco with Invita Health and Wellness. If you are just popping on and you haven't had a chance to see that, I want you to check that out. It's on YouTube, so it's imperative that you start following my YouTube page at The Real Monica Adams on YouTube. I posted it there. It launched actually about 15 minutes ago. So I'm hoping you had a chance to see it. If not, maybe you can kind of do a multitasking. Watch that. Good morning, Linda. Watch that, and I want you to interact with me and tell me what aha moments you got. I was trying to schedule it. My computer wasn't working with me last night and our internet, so I was trying to schedule that for all of you for Facebook this morning, but I understand, I think it actually aired last night, which would mean that hopefully some of you had a chance to see it, maybe go to bed, and kind of in your head tell me what aha moments you got, what really connected with you. So about 7:15 is when we really like to get into the heart of the matter. And if you did not get a chance to see it, let me know. If you did, I want you to share what you learned from Dr. Sara, because I thought it was pretty impactful. She really, I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time, but she taught me a lot about what we're taking in and the amount of money that you might be wasting on your vitamins and your supplementation. Not really just wasting from the money standpoint, but literally having that go out and waste. So how many of you, as you're coming on, got a chance to watch it? And evidently, I think it might be a good thing that it was on last night. My hubby, by the way, just surprised me. So if you hear a police radio go off in the background, that's what that is. I turned the radio off here so we could interact a little bit. But I want to know who saw it. Good morning, Marilyn. Heading to your Wednesday meeting. Fantastic, Laura. Missed last night. Okay, you will, it's on there. It's already live on Facebook, and now it's probably just wrapping up on YouTube because I scheduled it at 7 o'clock. I was just starting to watch. I'll catch up after this. Actually, Linda, go ahead and watch it. I'd love for you to watch it because I want you to give me feedback. It's only about 15 minutes long, but we're really talking about the amount of vitamins that someone takes, supplementation that someone takes. First of all, supplementation should be exactly what the word is, and I say this to a lot of my clients. You need to supplement the way you eat. Whole foods is preferable. Get your calcium from the actual food sources. People always say, but I have to take a calcium supplement. I have to take vitamin D. I have to take vitamin B. I have to take vitamin C. I have to take a multivitamin, and on and on and on. However, as you hopefully heard Dr. Sara say, that's not necessarily true. She also will give you an aha moment of saying that through IV, that it is actually better for us. Now, you've seen a lot of places that have opened up and have done just that, IV hydration therapy, and you wonder, is it for you? Well, I want to thank Dr. Sara for sitting down with us. Dr. Sara Franco is with Invita Health and Wellness right down the street here from where I am this morning. I'm at Mark Anthony's right here at Jefferson in the Kirkwood area. And they became our title sponsor. So the Real Monica Adams podcast brought to you by Invita Health and Wellness. And we are going to have discussions with her on many levels. A couple weeks ago, we talked about ketamine for those that or those that know someone that has mental health, depression, just darkness in your life, and you've tried many things. You don't want to be put on different types of medication. Maybe you want to try that. She talked about that with us a couple of weeks ago, so make sure if you didn't see that show, you can go back and watch that one. That's on my Facebook page from just a couple of weeks ago. And then last night on Facebook, the post with Dr. Sara Franco and I sitting down talking about vitamins and supplementation launched on Facebook, and then as I said on my YouTube page, it just launched at 7 a.m. So now if you didn't get a chance to see it, you can go back. Follow me there. Make sure you tell other people to follow me there as well. That way whenever a new episode drops, and we're going to try to do new content for you every Thursday, and that'll give you an opportunity to kind of play catch up from those that maybe didn't get a chance to see from back in March when we started it. So tomorrow we will officially have done this for 3 straight months, which is incredible. Let me say hi to some of you, and hopefully some of you had a chance to see it. If not, yes, you can play catch up later because it was definitely the show that I wanted you to not miss. Good morning to Linda and Sean, Dana, hello, Vicky, hello, Laura, Marilyn, let's see, Pamela, good morning as well. If you are just tuning in, we're talking about vitamins and supplements. Who takes vitamins and which ones do you take on a daily basis? Okay, I will tell you that I used to always take a multivitamin. And then I started talking with a lot of doctors, and they said, you know, the way you eat, you probably get a lot of your vitamins and supplements that you need in your actual food. So one, you don't need to overdo it there as far as money is concerned. When you are going to the store, until we get into the summer months, it's probably best for you to take in more vitamin D. And if you have listened to the interview, I think that might be one of the biggest things. For me, the big aha moment from that 15-minute interview was just how much you need of vitamin D. You'll hear a lot of doctors say take 5,000 IUs, which is an international unit. She was way above that, and I was shocked. If you live in the coastal states, maybe you live in Florida, you know someone who lives in Florida, they get that constant vitamin D, right? With us, we've got the change of the seasons, and like today, it's a cloudy day. We don't have a lot of it. By the way, when you lack in vitamin D, it's not just from what your absorption rate is, but it's also right here. Depression has a tendency to set in. That's why it's a real thing when we go into days that become shorter. It's darker quicker. We go into the colder months, and seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. So when it comes to vitamins, it helps on several levels. You just think about, oh, I need vitamin D because I'm not getting enough sun. Well, that's not true. There's multiple reasons why you need vitamin D. Vitamin C, I think that's the part that I can't wait to go more in depth in June. If you or someone you know has cancer, the amount of people and patients that they're treating that have cancer, I think we're going to probably bring some of those patients on. What they're doing with the IV therapy with vitamin C is mind-blowing, of what they're able to do to help those with not just cancer, but we're talking pain and trauma, as I mentioned before, ketamine for depression and mental health, and now we're talking about the IV side. Carrie says it's been a great 3 months. I've learned a lot and I've been inspired. Thank you so much, Carrie. I appreciate it. Bill, good morning, sweetheart. Oh, well, hello. That's very nice of you. Good morning. 7:20 in the morning. It's the Real Monica Adams podcast, brought to you by Invita Health and Wellness. And if you're not familiar with them, right here on the crawl on the screen, you'll find a little bit more about my friends. And I love the fact that they came on. It's really, it's for me, it's very powerful to say it was incredible for someone to come on with us so quickly as our title sponsor because they believed so much. Now here's what I want to pass along to you. It's not just Invita. Starting tomorrow, we will introduce you to our friends Jeff and Toy at Eldon Heating and Cooling. They are well beyond just the heating and cooling aspect though. Yes, of course, they take care of that, but they're very big on the air quality and what you're breathing in. That's what impressed me, and that's what my husband and I said, you know, when we needed, we have a dual zone in our home. We needed our lower unit taken care of, and we had multiple bids come in. Why do you patronize a certain business over another one? Because of who they are as human beings and what they want for your life. The very first words out of Jeff's mouth was, does anybody here have allergies in the home? You have any breathing issues? And I thought, yeah, my husband has asthma, and I've had a touch of it, mild asthma when I was younger. You know, why? And he's like, think about it. You're in that space, what you're breathing in. So it's not just here, let's come over, let's measure, let's give you a bid. They genuinely cared about our health, and that is what mattered to me. So Eldon, you'll hear much more about them. They'll be a part of our show. And Carroll House Furniture, who I know you know, Brooke and his family, Brooke Dubman. I have known him for a long time, just reacquainted ourselves within the last week or so. What an amazing man of what he is doing for the overpopulation of animals. You know, I'm a big dog lover. Dogs and cats alone, though, we think about in the city, all the stray dogs. They actually, back in 2012, if you don't know this, they opened up a clinic, Carroll House Animal Health Clinic, and they have done well over 100,000 spay and neuters. And if someone cannot afford it, they actually provide that. So you'll hear more about that as well. I just want to thank these people who are coming on, and then there's a couple more that are in the works. What I want and what I ask of you is just like Invita, you see here, it's InvitaHealthAndWellness.com. They came on as our title sponsor, but as you heard, we have more that are believing in the mission, more that are aligning with the way we want to change the world. Well, so do they. So if you know someone that owns a business, or you yourself own a business, I'm going to flip this banner and show you what my email address is, so you can reach out to me and let me know if they would like to come on board with us. We'd love to have them and love to sit down with them and find out what they're wanting to provide for the world. Michelle, good morning. Okay, let's see. Rose says she takes fish oil. Yep, that got really, really big in the news, probably a good I'd say 10, 15 years ago, everyone was talking about fish oils. Everybody started talking and researching omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6, omega-9. Then it became, see, for me, it's why do I want to load up my cabinet with so many different supplements and vitamins when I could probably get it in the food that I eat? And for me, it was Chilean sea bass. It was, come in, give me a kiss. And it was salmon. Come on. Oh, he won't do it. All right. If you wonder who I'm talking to, my husband came to surprise me, but he doesn't want to interrupt the show. So omega-3, omega-6, omega-9 fatty acids, and I like to get it in actual food. So Rose is saying she takes fish oil and vitamin D once a month. I was supposed to help with my cholesterol. It's borderline high. It has helped others, but it doesn't seem to help after 1 year. So you know what? This is a good point. Rose, if you have not gone and had your blood work done, I would highly recommend that. Ask your doctor to do so, or that's the beautiful thing. You could go over and call Sarah and Jamie at Invita Health and Wellness. Ask them if they can do a blood workup and see where you may be deficient. Maybe your body's not absorbing it properly. That's the thing about vitamins and supplements, is that are you wasting the money? Are you taking things in that your body's actually not able to absorb? Or as she said, and again, if you haven't heard the interview yet, I don't want to spoil the things for you, but as she said, if you're taking in too much, you are literally just peeing and, let's just say it, pooping it out. It's going out in waste. And I think that's there's two big aha moments that I think that's in that interview. That's one of them. And the other is, again, the amount of vitamin D that we need, especially in this immediate area. Now, I know we have people that are watching from all over. I've had people that told us that we're in Florida. You might be a little bit better off because you're in that sunshine regularly, the Sunshine State. We've had people that told me that they're in Georgia. I've got someone that was listening in California, Hawaii, someone that took us to their vacation in Tuscany. So it just depends. Good morning, Johnny. As you're popping on, let people know that we're discussing kind of a two-part to the vitamin D and more so vitamins and supplements that we discussed with Dr. Sara and that launched last night on Facebook and this morning on YouTube. So you've got those different platforms to be able to follow me. I want you to do that. Again, tell everybody else. When we say subscribe, I think people think that you have to pay. It is just going to Facebook and going to YouTube and clicking on follow so that when those shows drop, you can get new, or you may have missed the last 3 months of segments, and it'll give you opportunity to play a little catch up. Johnny is in O'Fallon, Missouri. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So what did you learn from that interview? Did you get a chance to see it? I know it probably launched overnight. So maybe some of you are watching it simultaneously. I'd like to have a little feedback of what you learned from that. If not, I want you to watch it later today and then be sure to comment for me on what you learned from Dr. Sara. And by the way, what you would like for her to cover, because there's so many things when it comes to a medical spa, a wellness spa, of what they offer. Maybe no one has ever been to one before and you've always been intrigued by it. What can they offer to you? What can they do for you? How can they benefit your life? Obviously, from the aesthetic and the beauty standpoint, they can do those hydrofacials and they can do different types of peels, etc. That beautifies you, but it also helps take care of the skin and helps it glow. We want to take care of our skin just as much as we want to take care of our body and our inside. So yes, they can do that. But to me, it's the powerful things that she's educating us on. You know, she's got a long history in anesthesiology from nursing, and then she got her doctorate and became a doctor, so as far as a teaching aspect. And that's really what I want to do over the several months that she's going to be with us as our title sponsor. It's sitting down with her and her vast knowledge, being able to pass that along to you. They do free consultations, so I want you to reach out, and if it's, you know, this aha moment of maybe someone's trying to lose weight and they're just stuck. That's the other thing. They've had huge success stories, she told me, with regards to people with regards to weight loss and the things that they're able to do there. Rose said, I missed it, but I'm probably she didn't finish the sentence, probably playing catch up. I'd love to see if someone had a chance to, going to go back and watch. Okay, so we're kind of playing the opposite. I wanted you all, if you had an opportunity, to watch it first and wanted to hear. I have a feeling people might still be sleeping because it launched overnight. Like I said, the computer wasn't going to let me schedule it, so I was in the process of scheduling it this morning. But since it's already there, maybe you can just watch it and then comment later. Let me know what you learned most from her, what you were able to get the aha moment of, my husband's so funny. He is wanting me to lock the door. So stay right there. I'll be right back. This is real, isn't it? Here we go. All right, as real can get. I just wrapped up my clients. They just left, and he came by to surprise, and he always wants to make sure that I'm protected and the door is shut. Okay, Michelle said she just finished watching it. So much great information. Michelle, what was the biggest aha moment? Caroline's up. I know Caroline did a wonderful job editing that for us. So Caroline and Michelle could probably weigh in and tell you what they learned. To me, I had my blood work done about 3 months ago. I went in, had my blood work done, and found out that what I was hoping was that everything I'm taking in and the way that I am eating, the way I am living my life, that it actually was cooperating with me and that my numbers would look good. They did, but then I found out where I have some deficiencies. And it allows you to say, oh, where's my iron down? Is my calcium down? Or any parts of these vitamins down? And if that's the case, then it becomes, there's the aha moment of why you feel the way you do, why you're maybe sluggish, why the body's not cooperating when you're trying to lose weight, etc. So, are vitamins important to our life? Yes, but as she said, if we take too much, are we harming ourselves? No. But is it doing us any good? That was the other aha moment. And she said, not necessarily. So why would you go to the store? And I don't care what store you go to, or maybe you buy vitamins online. And why would you spend all that money when maybe you don't even need it? It's just, people watch infomercials or they watch something on TV and they say, hey, I need this. I just heard that somebody told me I need this vitamin. I need that vitamin. I need fish oil. And my gosh, all you're doing all day long is popping pills and popping pills. To me, that was the other aha is, nope, it's better to go right into the body and have that infusion. I mean, you think about it when you go into emergency and they do an IV on you when you're at the hospital. It's why? It's to get the medicine in you immediately. So for her, she's saying that she prefers that we do it from an IV standpoint as opposed to an actual oral standpoint. Now, she wants you to talk to your doctor. So it's not about, take this vitamin, take that vitamin, and you've never spoken to your doctor about it. You could have contraindications. So you always want to check with the person who knows your health the most. But it's also to be your own health advocate and to talk and talk and talk. Johnny says, good man. He is, isn't he? He's such a sweetheart. He didn't get a chance to visit with me. I told him I'd catch up later. Okay, so Michelle says the fact that so many other places just stick you with a one-size-fits-all cure. I love custom. Also that I'm popping out some very expensive supplements. Okay, or pooping out, excuse me. Exactly. So, are you overdoing it? I think this is the thing, and I want to talk to both men and women, but I think for guys, this might be your aha moment. And I even said this. Many years ago, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to say the particular type of protein drink that came out, but their big thing was marketing saying that it had 50 grams of protein. And I'm going to tell you right now, people that are in the fitness industry, I remember everybody freaking out. Oh my gosh, I need to get that drink. I need to take in 50 grams of protein. And I used to say back then, well, can we actually absorb that? Those were my questions from just the beginning knowledge and my beginning education in the health and wellness industry. And I was right. According to Dr. Sara and many other physicians and nutritionists and dietitians that I speak to, they say, why would you try to take in anything above 30 to 35 grams? The body can't absorb it, and I've heard it before, and I wanted her to stress it. It's just going out in waste. So why would you buy that particular drink? Why would you buy something that's marketed to you that is an exorbitant amount of protein? So what? It has that many grams. It's not doing you any good once you get past that 30 to 35 gram point. I've always told my clients, when they wake up in the morning, within 30 minutes of waking, I followed a lot of health and wellness experts that have said within 30 minutes of waking to take in 30 grams of protein. So it was always that 30-30 mentality. Now, there are a lot of people who think about intermittent fasting. I was actually on a big call last night talking about not having breakfast, and it just so goes against the way my mind has always felt. I like the fuel in the morning. I like the brain energy power. A lot of people had incredible questions for this mastermind class that I was in, and it had to do with, well, don't we need fuel to fuel our workouts? That means food. Don't we need fuel to fuel our brains to wake up in the morning? And this particular guy who had just gotten into intermittent fasting, I know this is a whole other topic that somebody's asked me to discuss, but They do the whole 8-hour window of eating. And he said that he does 12 o'clock through 8 o'clock. Doesn't eat before 12 and obviously doesn't eat after 8 p.m. So from 8 p.m. until noon the next day, no eating. Anybody else do anything like that? Do you do intermittent fasting? And if so, how do you feel? He said in the beginning he was really, really cranky, but then he said he felt more energy. I have asked so many dietitians about this particular topic, and it kind of goes in with what we're discussing today. We're talking a lot about the nutrition side, the vitamins, the supplements, overdoing vitamins, but it's also in what we're eating. And I'm very big in eating the way the body wants, the whole foods, the vegetables, the lean meats, the good carbohydrates, keeping the sodium down, the sugars down. It's just, to me, that's the way the body operates the best. And the more we do that, the better off the functioning aspect of our body is. But let me know where you're getting your vitamins, where you're getting your supplements, and whether you've done intermittent fasting before. Okay, so Marilyn says, I take 3 Juice Plus supplements, greatly improved my numbers within range now. No more seasonal allergies. I'm blessed to have a great doctor. That's awesome. He realized my vitamin D deficiency years ago. I have a 50,000 IU vitamin D script once a week. Oh, awesome. Thank you. So she's saying she loves Carol House because I told you that Carol House is coming on board with us. Yes, I love them as well. Just watch the video. Thank you, Linda. Great insight. But a question I have is, how long does the infusion stay in your system? And do you need to repeat this? Coming from someone on a fixed income, money plays a big part. That is a great question for Dr. Sara. Since she's not with me right now, can you do me a favor? I would ask you to pick up the phone, call them. I'm going to look down here and give you the phone number. Their website, by the way, is invitahealthandwellness.com. So you can also go to that. Let me put that one up on the screen for you. invitahealthandwellness.com. And again, they're at 333 South Kirkwood Road. And you can call them and say, I would like to come in for a consultation. You can actually ask them as well what makes the most sense for you. I know it's not just one time, just like an oral supplement is not one time, but you're not having to do it daily. That's the difference. Okay, their phone number is 314-394-0950. So that is for all of you. 314-394-0950. Tell them you have been listening to the Real Monica Adams podcast. Thank them, by the way, for being our title sponsor and for what they're providing to the community. And yes, I think you're actually going to save money in the long term, Linda, especially if you are on a fixed income, because think about the amount of supplements and vitamins that you're buying, and you're taking those daily. You do not need to do the IV on a daily basis. And she can give you that rundown of how long it stays into the system. Let's see. Who else here? Do you have to eat breakfast as soon as you get up? I wait a while and try to eat a few hours after water and coffee. Rose, again, that's all in the person. For me, I like to do the 30-30. I like to get up and within 30 minutes, definitely no more than an hour, I like to get that protein source into my body. So what I do, and it's right here, so I'm going to say I probably had half of what I needed, but I blend up my shake as I'm leaving in the morning. So I had clients at 6 a.m. I got up at about 4:30 and got going and left the house at 5:15 and started drinking that protein shake and getting that in within 45 minutes. Okay, so for me, yes, I don't do coffee. So for me, I would rather not have caffeine kicking off the way I start my day. I'd rather have the nutrition side. So that's for me. Water, though, so I've got that as well. Both of these hand in hand. Hydrating, I would tell you to get about 8 ounces, maybe 8 to 10 ounces of water first thing when you wake up in the morning. It kicks off your hydration. So 8 to 10 ounces of water, and then start to get ready. And then if you want to do fasted cardio, that's different. Maybe you want to start your day with cardiovascular work, and you want to pull that's maybe sometimes where that mentality of the intermittent fasting comes from, that they want to use the energy source from what they ate last, usually in the evening. So fasted cardio can be done, but when I'm lifting, and again, this is the mentality of everything, of all the education that I've had over the years, it is, what we have here behind me is the mats and the weights, and in order to have fuel to be able to lift those weights, It's actually having a good protein source in you, good carbohydrate source. Maybe you need the fuel, depending on what you're doing. You're going for a long run, and then afterwards you replenish the body with that proper ratio of protein and carbohydrates. So for me, that's how I live my life. Water, and then I get in my protein shake. I get started with the day. I personally come from the background of the fitness, the bodybuilding lifestyle. I didn't bodybuild, but I love their mentality of how they are eating about every few hours, giving their body fuel, but understand it's also how they're working out. So they're training hard. I don't want you eating every few hours and you're sedentary. Well, then that's when you're going to keep the weight on. Does that all make sense to you? Any questions about any of that? So yeah, that's a good question, Rose. Okay, Linda, I still agree it's all in eating correctly, right? I agree with that. So I wonder how everybody is eating. Let's go. Remember, three hots a day. Oh, 3 hot meals a day. Yes. I was like, what's that, Johnny? My boss swears by intermittent. She said a doctor recommended it to her. See, and that's what's interesting, Marilyn. So many different viewpoints. So really, it's just like anything in life. You've got to find what works for you. Does intermittent fasting work for you? Then do it. Does it not? Then don't. Does it for a short time period and then it doesn't? Then stop, right? Isn't that life? But it's really more so about not following what someone else does, because all of our bodies are different. You know, you think about the anatomy and physiology, kinesiology, all the aspects of things that we learned when we were growing up. Everybody's body's different. The way we function is different. So why would we try to do what someone else is doing when we don't know what their body is like and what our body is like? So we have to educate ourselves. That's why I always say be your own health advocate. So Marilyn, that's fantastic. Linda, good morning. Thank you, Michelle. Say hi, Candy. Okay, let's talk about, Michelle just mentioned that a friend of hers dropped off some journals. We're going to talk about the retreat in just a second. Let me go back up here. There's a couple of other questions. Good morning to all of you, by the way, that just came on. Rose, you're welcome. What kind of protein shake do you drink? So for me, I do, I used to do, as you'll see on here, and I'm going to talk about why I went away from it. So I used to do Shakeology. Okay, that's a Beachbody product. I do absolutely, positively love the taste of it, but it's very expensive, and the company did someone wrong that I really look at as a role model in our industry, and that man is Tony Horton. I've interviewed Tony many times over the years. Can't wait to hopefully meet him in person finally someday. He's invited me to come work out with him at his home in California. Haven't had a chance to do that, but he was big into, obviously, the P90X and Power 90 and P90X 2 and 3 and all those things that he provided to the world. And then they kind of turned their back on him. And I'm not a fan of people that don't stand by someone or treat them wrong. I'm very big into good human beings, good companies, good bosses, good corporations, and I just don't really appreciate what they did. So I turned away from them. And I also don't like the fact that it's so crazy expensive. So Kristen and Kim both asked the same question. So what do I do now? I do Secret. I love the taste. It's also vegan. In fact, all of their supplements are vegan, so it gives the body a little break from all the animal. I'm not saying you have to eat vegan, but you might want to give yourself a break in some facets of life. So animal proteins are a little harder on our body to digest, by the way. So if we take in different aspects of vegan, maybe sometimes you have, you make your own, and it's better to make it yourself instead of going out and ordering a veggie burger. I know Veggie Burger, National Veggie Burger Day is sometime in June. It's coming up. Michelle will give you an idea. She's one of my moderators. She'll let you know National Veggie Day. So you can tell me National Veggie Burger Day, where you think the best veggie burger is, but understand that when you order them out, that there's a lot of sodium usually that's put into it. So if you make your own, you're giving your body a little break. If you take in supplements and you do a vegan version like I do here, so I use chocolate vegan protein powder from Secret. It's SEACRET. And if Michelle's on, she'll do me a favor and post a link where you can order chocolate or vanilla. It is much more inexpensive than what I used to take. And I also used to take some of the supplements from one of our local guys that owns supplement superstores, First Form. I will tell you that's the taste I like better in Secret. Again, you have to find what works for you, but I like the taste better in the Secret products that I take. I also love the doctor that is behind all of it. I love what he has done and the care and the the focus and the attention that he puts into the supplements that he stands behind and puts his name behind. So I like what he provides. I like multiple supplements from this particular company, but that is what I drink. I drink Rose. Everybody's asking what I'm drinking. Okay, Rose and Kim, and I forget who started it, Kristen. I do chocolate protein with almond milk. I do a split of almond milk and water, ice. I do some sunflower butter, so I like nut butters, but I will tell you the sunflower butter is a little less in the sugars. Sometimes I might do almond butter. I used to do raw, and this is how you know your body, and it would just tear up my stomach. So my body doesn't necessarily, even though a lot of people like to do raw foods, there's some aspects of raw. I used to go to Pura Vegan. My friend Monica Stottenborough owns Pura Vegan, great place in the city. I used to go there and pick up things from her that I loved, and some of those were raw. I will tell you though that the raw nut butters don't do well with me. So how do I know that? Because I'm very, very aware of what I put in my body. If you're not, that's where you're going to gain weight, you're going to get stuck at weight, you're going to have bloating, you're going to have intestinal issues, you might have acid reflux, and you're not paying attention to what in the world caused it because you're just shoveling things into your mouth. One of the things that I teach a lot of my my clients is being aware, being present, and being focused. So the more we sit down and relax, actually chew our food. There's some dietitians out there that tell you to chew your food to liquid form. That's difficult. That's you'd be sitting there forever. There is a program I've done in the past that had you do that, and it's really the aha moment of just how fast people are drinking, or are eating and drinking, by the way. Christian, you're welcome. So that's mine. You play around. If you like vanilla, then that's when you start to play around with probably more citrusy and fruits and berries. That allows you to have that citrusy taste. I wouldn't put berries and things like that in my chocolate. It just doesn't mix well. But the fun thing is, look online and look for protein recipes, protein shake recipes, and go, oh, I'll try that. I like to put a little cinnamon sometimes in mine. Just like I like to play around with herbs and spices in my foods, do the exact same thing with your protein shakes. In fact, if you have a recipe, let me know what you like to do. Okay, Michelle just said, unfortunately, showing that the product is out of stock. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, there we go. So Michelle said National Veggie Burger Day is June 5th. So you can weigh in on a few things here before we wrap up the show today. Tell me where you've had the best veggie burger. I will tell you that I like one from, what is it? Joey B's. Joey B's has a really good one. I think it's a black bean burger. But again, you got to watch the sodium. They also have, it's either a veggie burger or an Impossible Burger at Billy G's, which is right around the corner from us. But where have you had a really good one? I do like the Impossible Burgers, I gotta say. I don't like the Beyond. So when you're going to a grocery store, there's a huge difference in the taste of an Impossible Burger and the Beyond products. You tell me, if you've had both, which one do you like better? So we've got a lot of interaction we can do right now over the next 15 minutes. Where have you had the best veggie burger? What kind of protein shake do you take in? Michelle said at the Secret that it's out of stock, but that's okay. It'll come back. There's chocolate and there's vanilla. They'll be out because so many people love it, and then they'll get it right back. So there, if you look on the comment section, Michelle posted it's secretdirect.com, and then she actually went straight to the chocolate shake. But you'll be able to go onto that site, and if you're asking what I take in, I use that. When you're on the site, I also do the vitamin D chewable supplements. I talked about this several weeks ago. There is a show in the past 3 months where I discussed my favorite supplements. So I love vitamin D, and I get in the IUs that I need, but it's a chewable. They also have recovery chewables now. I have not gotten that yet, but that's because I have a handful of bottles of the recovery, which to me is the miracle supplement. It's incredible. It goes directly into the cells of your body, and it helps with trauma. It helps with pain. It helps with lactic acid buildup from workouts. It's truly incredible. My mom had a horrible back pain from pulling her back from probably out pulling weeds and stuff. It hurt her so bad she could barely get in a chair. She kept taking, and so what so many people in life do, they just throw acetaminophen and ibuprofen and Advil in their bodies. And if you look at what that does to the intestinal lining, overuse, that's when you start to get the aha moment of why am I doing that? The more you can do natural, is my preference. So for me, I do recovery, I do vitamin D, I do the greens that Secret has because they're phenomenal, but I don't always have to have it because I get my phytonutrients from my actual foods. I'm very big in green leafy vegetables, which is where you'll get that from. So I do the spinach, do the kale. I love asparagus, green beans, Brussels sprouts, things like that. Mix that up, that's where you'll get your phytonutrients from. But if you're lacking and you don't like to take in your green vegetables, then you should be taking in greens. Unlike the local store, I like this one better taste-wise. I also like that it's sweetened with monk fruit, and we talked about sweeteners last week. What else? I'm glad you all wanted to ask that question. You're welcome. Okay, let's go down. I have 4 flavors of protein powder I use. Add and mix fruit and milk to mine. At work, I cannot always eat lunch. Yes, but do you use regular dairy? So I like to have people cut down on dairy. You can do it here and there, but if you're not losing weight, a lot of times you might want to look at your dairy intake. Just helping you out a little bit. Rose said, yay, Michelle, thanks. Good morning, Eunice, to you. So a protein shake helps daily. It absolutely does. And a lot of people will ask me, should they do it in the morning? Should they do it post-workout? Should they do it as a supplement? Yes, yes, yes. There's my answer. This is my morning breakfast, except for on the weekends. On the weekends, I like to make, like I did for our guests that were in from Belgium, I like to make an omelet. I might make some protein pancakes. I made omelets for them. They had biscuits because my husband loves Southern biscuits. But I put a ton of vegetables. I had asparagus, I had zucchini, mushrooms, tomatoes. I like to put spices, so I had to put some peppers and stuff in it. So a good way on the weekend. I don't have that kind of time when I'm rushing out of the house throughout the week. I'd love to have just regular breakfast, but for me, that is important for me to get the fuel, and because I don't do intermittent fasting. For me, it doesn't compute with my brain in the way that I've lived my life. But that's me. Again, this is my show and my beliefs. You do you. Stay in your lane, as I always say. Tucker's filet mignon. Johnny, come on. Okay, Beyond Burgers are best on the grill. Okay, I just don't like the taste of it, Eunice, to you. It's not this, it's the texture, I think. Carrie said, I got mine from Walmart, order and do curbside pickup, but do you do Beyond or Impossible is the question I have for you. Let's see. So Marilyn says that she loves her protein, the chocolate with cold water and either chia seed, chia or flaxseed. Great. We're talking about healthy fats that you need to take in. Those are fantastic for you. Chia seeds and flax seeds, but many times, kind of like the way we just started this discussion, many times they're already in some of these supplements, some of these protein powders that you take in. If you get a really good one, it's already in there, so you don't need to do chia and flax. That's what I want you to all understand. You go to like a Whole Food or a Fresh Thyme or Trader Joe's, and you're like, oh, I'm in the healthy vitamin supplement section, and you're buying chia seed and flaxseed and this vitamin and that vitamin and this supplement, when you need to look at your labels more and understand that it might be in there already, and you might have enough, and you don't need to do extra. So understand that. I just want to save you some money. But she does chocolate with cold water and either chia seed or flaxseed and frozen blueberries. So you do chocolate with blueberries, okay, with ice like a chocolate shake every day, and overall saves me money. I used to pick up something almost every morning. The other thing is a lot of people will run off to, there's one right down the street here in Kirkwood, I didn't even realize, the smoothie places. And you waste a lot of money in that. If you would just get it and take the extra time and slow down in life a little bit and carve in an extra 5 minutes before you head out in the morning, this may become part of your life, that you're able to do that. So I had 5 minutes, blended it up, fed the dogs, put the dogs out to go to the bathroom, and then got here 10, 15 minutes early. So you also have to be more organized and prepared in life to stay on course. Organic milk or almond milk. Carrie, good job. I take Alive 50 Plus vitamins daily and no tummy issues. That's good. Have you ever had your blood work done though, Kim? That's really what I want people to understand is you might not need as much as you're taking in. That was the thing that Dr. Sara, again, if you're just tuning in, I just want to remind you that last night on Facebook and this morning on my YouTube channel, I posted a wonderful sit-down interview with Dr. Sara Franco with Invita Health and Wellness, and we talk in depth about vitamins and supplements. If you have not seen it, watch it later on either platform. I want all of you, though, that are taking in this show to follow my YouTube page. I can't stress that enough. Follow my YouTube page, at The Real Monica Adams on YouTube, not only for past content that we'll be taking from my past 3 months and putting on there for those of you that missed, so you don't have to scroll down and try to go back on Facebook, but it's also because new content will be put on there, and there is a YouTube TV show that is coming. So there's a lot of reasons for you to follow me on both platforms. And by the way, all of the audio from these past shows over the last 3 months will also be put on all the audio podcast platforms very soon. In fact, my crew is, in about an hour, they're going to be learning from someone on how to do just that. So for those of you that have been saying, gosh, I want to listen to you on Spotify and on Odyssey, et cetera, it's coming. All the things that you want, they're coming. And by the way, I want you to ask me more of that. You kind of slow down on some of the topics that you wanted me to discuss. And so I want you to let me know, what have we not discussed? Or what have we discussed that you would like us to go more in depth on? Somebody wrote me yesterday. He actually asked if I could call him. And I said, can you just kind of give me an idea what it is that I can do for you? He wanted me to go more in depth about living your life after losing someone, your spouse or a parent. He said he needed that so bad. And I guess he was having trouble watching the last show. And I said, we'll go more in depth than that. We'll go more in depth with living with a special needs child. We'll go more in depth on the topic I told you about this one couple that has a child that's in the hospital and cannot believe what they're going through. They will be coming on as we will be launching it we were testing yesterday, by the way. I told you, gave a little update. We've been testing. I'm going back there again today. I'm crossing my fingers. The entire design aspect that I want is not going to be done probably by next week, and that's okay because I want to get the message to you from the studio. I know you've all been waiting for it. So we do the mobile Monica on Wednesdays and Fridays from here at Mark Anthony's. I do some of the shows from the house, but those shows will now be replaced in our beautiful new studio in Brentwood in the Richmond Heights area. Love almond milk, save a lot of calories and feel better. Rose, yes. Yes, I agree. Almond milk, oat milk, hemp milk, cashew milk, things like that. Yes, yearly blood work done, add my physical, good. Oat milk, coconut milk, I love that. Plant-based and next milk, what are your choices? Yes, just what I just said. It's almost like we have ESP, Eunice. We buy these milks for my family, almost 30 or 40 bucks a pop if purchased together. Yes, so oat milk. There are some that combine, by the way. They do like almond milk and oat together, almond and cashew. I like to try that sometimes, but you really have to watch. My husband's so sweet. He'll go to the store and know that I'm out of almond milk, but he won't look and he'll buy the regular, which has like 80 calories. I like to do the unsweetened regular and then unsweetened vanilla just for a different taste, but I can put my own vanilla extract in if I want to, my own little cinnamon, maybe a little nutmeg. I like to do the unsweetened because it keeps the calories down. So do you do that? Otherwise, you keep in mind that as you're loading it up and you're doing beyond maybe 8 ounces and you get ounces and you're just filling up the blender because people don't watch their portions, they're not watching and they're not weighing things out and balancing it, then you're all of a sudden realizing that you have to take the amount of what it says in a serving and you got to double and triple it sometimes. That's the other aha moment that a lot of people had. They didn't realize they'll look at a container or a box or a bottle and they'll say, oh, it says it has 250 calories. And I said, well, how many servings though? And they're like, oh, I didn't look at that. Yes, and then it says 2.5. And then I said, well, now you just took in 500 calories. Holy cow, those were big aha moments for people as well. So I think you got a lot out of today's show. I want to do a little recap. Unsweetened vanilla almond, then add honey. There you go, Linda. Great job. You can still weigh in. You can also tell me any topics you want me to discuss. I do want to read from the 100 Days to Freedom from Anger. I use unsweetened almond milk. Stephanie, great job. Yes, just like myself. We're going to do day 5 of this. Day 5 of, I'm sorry, we're on day 4. Day 4 of 100 Days to Freedom from Anger, so that we can get into day 5. I make chia seed pudding. We talked about that the other day. Love that. With unsweetened vanilla almond milk for a healthy snack or dessert. Dana, great job. And for anybody who's never made that or never tried it, look it up and get an opportunity to make your own. Okay, so we have 2 things to do. We're going to read from the book, and then I'm going to tell you lastly about the retreat that I am hosting with some friends on Sunday. I know a lot of you have purchased tickets. I believe we only have probably less than 10 left. I don't want you to miss this. I'm hoping that many of you that are on right now are going. If you haven't heard about it yet, stay with me. I'll get to it right after this excerpt from this book. So, free from anger. In every place of worship, I want men to pray with holy hands lifted up to God, free from anger and controversy. Now, this is actually from 1 Timothy, verse 2 through 8. If you're a follower of Jesus, worship, well, it's probably a part of your life, isn't it? And it isn't just reserved for a church building. I don't know how many times I have said you don't have to go into a building to profess your faith. It's how you live your life on a regular basis. Worship can take place in your car as you listen to a song that touches your soul. You can be worshiping while you're listening to this podcast, right? Or it can be out in nature taking in the beauty. True worship that's focused on God is a powerful experience. Apostle Paul, the writer of 1 Timothy, emphasized how worship can be interrupted by anger and by controversy. Even in the early church period, worship had distractions. Nowadays, so many things fight for our attention on a daily basis, including our own thoughts and feelings, making true focused worship a challenge. That's when we talk about meditation, which, by the way, you will learn at the retreat. It's difficult to pray when you're angry. Don't you agree with that? It's difficult to even focus when you're angry. Anger consumes us as we replay what happened, and we rehearse what we'll do or say and obsess over the wrong thing that occurred. When we've been offended, we've been wronged by someone, we've been hurt. Anger, as a human being, it's pretty much expected. What we do with the anger, though, is so very important. And I've said so many times on this show and in my 30 years, 25 years, I guess I should say, with helping clients, personal training and life coaching, why would you give power to the person who angered you? Anger turned inward can imprison you. To resolve anger, you must understand and you must express it. Let it out. Don't hold it in. And then you become that volcano I've talked about. Freedom in worship is experienced when we surrender the injustices, the wounds, and the offenses we've experienced to Jesus. As we allow the Lord to provide healing, we begin to have a deeper relationship with Him, one that is free from anger and free to worship. From Mark Yaconelli, Mark says, when we are in touch with God's joy and peace in us, then we become whole and holy persons. Like living torches, we radiate the light and heat of God's compassionate love. From Rick Warren, as a Christian, you can enjoy life because your conscience is clear. You can enjoy life because you're secure within God's love. And Christine Kane said, even if people have disappointed you, and it happens, or circumstances haven't turned out as you had hoped or prayed, know that God is with you, cares for you, and loves you. He's working all these things together for your good right at this very moment. Today's prayer: thank you, Lord, for the freedom you provide. Help me to release the bitterness, the pain, and the resentment to you. Begin your healing work so that I may worship you only. Amen. Again, this is from the 100 Days to Freedom series. It's a daily devotional, and today's was on anger. I do want to mention that Stephen Arterburn, who I just happened to find when I went to the crossing about a month or so ago, picked up these books. I heard from his staff, by the way, and I would like for you to say a prayer for Stephen. Stephen lost his mother, and he's been in the hospital with kidney issues. So his team told me that they are going to have to say that unfortunately he's not going to be able to come on with us. I was hoping it was so much. I hadn't heard from them in a couple of weeks. And they said he really needs to concentrate on his health. And I said, 100% he has to take care of him. But I said, there's a place for him on this show whenever he wants. So Stephen, I hope this gets back to you, that our prayers go out to you. Thank you for what you have provided to us in prayers and devotion and for incredibly thought out words. Stephen, I hope the best for you, healing energy sent your way, and prayers to you. So thank you so much to his team for reaching out to us. Okay. Now, before we wrap up, the retreat is Sunday, and it's from 8 a.m. till 4:45 p.m. I know a handful of you have purchased your tickets already. There are tickets available. I want you to not miss this. I've been talking with my friends, I've been talking with my family who haven't pulled the trigger yet, and I said, what are you waiting for? Are you afraid to release things? Are you afraid to be around others who think the same way as you? Why? Have you had loss or trauma or abuse? You haven't let it go? No one's saying you have to talk about it that day. But I am saying that I want you to understand that if you are able to release some of the trauma that's in your life, if you're able to just be around the holistic aspect of meditation, prayer, yoga, working out together, like-minded people, nourishing the body with healthy food. We're going to sit at a table, 2 farmhouse tables, sitting right in front of the pond, overlooking that beautiful fountain, in a health and wellness respite, 33 acres, in Cottleville, right here in our own backyard. It's not having to go travel states away, have to pay for travel, have to pay for transportation, all of that. You don't have to do that. You have to just come and be open-minded, and men and women both. I've had guys who've reached out to said, is this for women only? No. Michelle, if you'll do me a huge favor and post the link from the page from Le Champ de Fleur. So it is Le Champ de Fleur by Stone Soup. She's going to post that for you, and then it'll give you an opportunity to see the full rundown. It's on the Stone Soup Cottage page, the Le Champ de Fleur page, which, by the way, they have a brand new website that's just absolutely beautiful. And it gives you a rundown of not only the retreat that we have coming up, which is going to be myself, Katie Snyder, Rick and Stacy Fessler, and then, of course, the wonderful owners of Stone Soup Cottage, which is Nancy and Carl McConnell. All of us together providing for you. And then there's also an aspect of there's an aspect of a farm tour that they're going to do, and then also teaching you about essential oils. And there's going to be things you'll be able to be taking home as well. So understand that that is this coming Sunday, and it is 8 a.m. to 4:45, and you do not want to miss it. That's all I have to say. Have you done the topic of reducing high cholesterol naturally yet? It's hereditary in my family. Dana, good one. I will write that down as soon as we sign off. Any questions about the retreat? Any questions about anything we've discussed today? And if there's any topics, go ahead and load them up. And when I get an opportunity, I'll go back and get that for you. There we go. Michelle just posted it for you. The Quest for Balance, Mind, Body, Nature, June 4th, this Sunday. I want to see my friends there. I want to see my family there. Hi, Kyle. I told my mom I might even treat her because I don't want her to miss this. Again, well, I'm not talking 20, 30, 40 tickets left. There are maybe 10, maybe. I don't know what has been purchased overnight or this morning, but I know that we're going to be posting it out there for you today. Michelle very kindly just put it in, dropped it into the topic. So if you're watching live now, click on it, check it out. If you watch this later, look for it in the comments or just go directly to the page. Johnny, you're in Cottleville. Well, I'd love to see you, my friend. I don't know what you're waiting for. It's time for you to come out and join me. It is going to be truly a day that's going to change your life, not only for that day, but on days moving forward. Good morning, back in town. I have missed the lives for a week. Stacy, well, good morning. I'd love to see you at the retreat this weekend. Don't miss it. I can't say it enough. If you let the days go by and then Sunday comes and you're not there, trust me, it's going to weigh on your heart of saying, why didn't I pull the trigger and why didn't I go? That's all I have to say. All right, great topic, by the way, about naturally reducing high cholesterol. That's a good one. Anything else that you can think of from a nutrition standpoint, from a mental standpoint, from a heart, soul standpoint, from making a laugh, anything that you would like for me to cover, as well as Monica Mobile. I can come out to your business. We can do remotes there. Maybe the next one plans this Sunday. No problem, Stephanie. So if you know a business that would like for us to come, there's the email right there on the screen, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Use that email address for topics you want me to discuss, businesses you think we should reach out to because you think that they align with our mission as well. Anything that you can think of that I can provide to the world, please do me a favor and reach out to me. All right, I want you all to go out, spread the love to all that you come in contact with, your family, your friends, and reach out of your comfort zone and introduce yourself to someone new. Change their life. Give them a compliment. They'll probably give you one back, and it'll make you feel better together, won't it? I think so. If you have not watched, now you get an opportunity after wrapping up the live. Go back, or maybe go back and use it as a resource to maybe listen to the show again. It's myself with Dr. Sara Franco with Invita Health and Wellness. Last night it posted, so it would be the post right before you'll see this one post, where we talk about vitamins and supplements and IV hydration therapy and overdoing vitamins, wasting your money, etc. It's also on my YouTube. I posted that this morning about an hour ago, so you can see it on either. Carrie, I will see you Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. Update, I went to my new female doctor for menopause, and she has saved me from agony already. I appreciate you taking time to make that a topic. You're welcome, Stacy. And Pamela, have a great day. That goes out to all of you. Have a wonderful day. Move. Get out in nature. Not as beautiful as it was over the last couple days. I did take a gorgeous picture coming in this morning, though. It was a pretty sunrise. So just enjoy. Dana, yes, go watch the video right after this. Just enjoy being out and take some time for yourself. Relax, meditate, and I would love to see you on Sunday. Please let me know if you have any questions about the retreat. And just go out. Again, spread the word of kindness. In a world where you can be anything, just be kind. Love you all. Bye-bye.